Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the recess meeting of the Will County Board for December 20th, 2012. We will call this meeting to order. If everyone would please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance, led by County Board Member Steve Wilhelmy, and then Mr. Wilhelmy will introduce our clergy for this morning.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's my honor and privilege to introduce Brother James Gaffney from Lewis University, president of the institution, one of the finer places we have of higher learning, and we really appreciate you coming in today, brother.
Thank you. It's a privilege to be here with all of you. Before we begin, let us just pause, recalling, of course, the tragedy that happened in Connecticut less than a week ago, the loss of life for those many children, the courageous educators, the families who grieve, the community that struggles so, and the nation that is concerned and hopefully moving in a direction for greater respect of all human lives. Thank you. Gracious and caring God, we give thanks and praise today for those dedicated public servants who have generously responded to the call to service, to governmental leadership, and to pursuit of the common good. In particular, in this post-election period, we're reminded of all the good that can be achieved when we seek to identify common ground in a spirit of mutual respect and careful listening and consensus building. We rejoice in all the advantages and diverse resources, both human and material, with which we are blessed in this, our Will County community. May we continue to promote greater justice for all, fair access to good schools, good health care, and safe, well-maintained neighborhoods, with special concern for the needy, the homeless, the struggling, the infirm, and the elderly. And finally, in this festive season, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, other religious and cultural celebrations unite us all in a spirit of mutual caring, compassion, and community building. Amen.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Sure. Zagrozi? Mustis? Howard? Ogala? Izzo? Moran? Bryce? Harris? Trainer? Bible? Goodson? Freitag? Gould? Balich? Frizzalone? Winfrey? Adamick? Babbage? Wilhelmy? Hart? Mayor? McDermott? Weigel? Collins? Ferry? And Brooks.
Present. 26 present.
26 members present. We have a quorum established. Entertain a motion to place on file the certificate of publication. Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Moran. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Sure. Zagrozi? Mustis? Howard? Ogala? Izzo? Moran? Rice? Harris? Trainer? Bible? Goodson? Freitag? Gould? Balich? Frizzalone? Winfrey? Adamick? Babbage? Wilhelmy? Hart? Mayor? McDermott? Weigel? Collins? Ferry? And Brooks. Thank you.
26 affirmative.
26 affirmative. Motion is carried. Entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of the executive session of October 18th, 2012, the meeting of November 15th, 2012, and the meeting of December 3rd, 2012. Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Bible. Previous roll call by Mr. Gould, second by Ms. Hart. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion has carried. Madam Clerk, would you please acknowledge our elected officials and the media that is present this morning?
Sure. Our County Clerk Nancy Schultz-Boots, our County Executive Larry Walsh, Sheriff Paul Kopis, and I'm honored to say that we have our new Chief Judge Richard Shainstead in the audience. And the media we have is Nick Ryer from Farmers Weekly Review in Bugle. Morning.
Thank you very much. First on our agenda is that we are going to be honored to have our new Chief Judge to come forward and speak to us. Good morning, Judge. Good to see you, Rick.
It's always good to see you.
Good morning.
Morning.
I am just here today to say hello. It'll be very, very brief. I realized that when I was first appointed and then elected 12 years ago that I knew by name and face, and most by relationship, every county board member, all 27. I can't say that now. And if I don't know all of you, I know that you don't know all of me. And I want to change that. I want to be sure that I do know you, both individually and with your committees. And I intend to do so, and I hope you'll help me. It's very important. Your two branches of government, led here today, and thank you for letting me speak, County Executive Walsh and Speaker Brooks, thank you, and to all the county board members, thank you all for having me here. But it's very important that the branch that I toil in down the street works very well and closely with you. So it's my goal at the outset to be sure that I maintain and broaden the bridge of communication and cooperation with all of us, because in the end that will only help the, close to 700,000 citizens that we have in this county. So that's very important to all of us, and certainly to us down there. So it's very important for me to be sure that you all know that my door is always open. You can always call me by phone. My cell phone, my home phone, it doesn't really matter. In fact, I'm here today to get another phone, I think, too. But I want access to you, and I want you to have access to me. We'll be working a lot together in the time coming, I hope, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Judge. Next, we have an honorary resolution to be read by County Board Member Beth Rice, recognizing the 20th anniversary of the Will County 911 emergency telephone system. Ms. Rice.
I have a proclamation recognizing the 20th anniversary of the Will County 911 emergency telephone system. Whereas protecting the lives of citizens is one of government's fundamental responsibilities, in times of emergency, citizens must have a quick and easy way to summon police, fire, and emergency medical responders. The 911 emergency telephone number fulfills this need by making it possible to save seconds when saving lives by calling 911 for help on any device, at any time, from anywhere. And whereas on August 17, 1989, following a county-wide referendum, the Will County Board adopted a resolution making a commitment to implement a 911 emergency telephone system and create a 911 emergency telephone system board comprised of emergency responders, 911 public safety answering point directors, government officials, and a citizen at large. And whereas the Will County 911 emergency telephone system became operational on December 15, 1992, and proves its mission critical its mission critical value by receiving more than 1,000 emergency 911 calls each and every day throughout the county. Now therefore be it resolved that the Will County Executive and the Will County Board hereby recognize the 20th anniversary of the Will County 911 emergency telephone system celebrated on December 15th, 2012, and extends its sincere appreciation to the dedicated staff and technicians who maintain and operate the system, as well as the telecommunicators who handle each life-threatening call and dispatch emergency first responders with much expertise, composure, and efficiency. Dated this 20th day of December 2012, Lawrence M. Walsh, Will County Executive. Attest, Nancy Schultz-Voots, Will County Clerk, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Rice, second by Ms. Trenier. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried. Thank you very much, Ms. Rice. All resolutions from the November 15, 2012 County Board agenda have been signed by the County Executive. Moving on to our first committee this morning, the Land Use and Development Committee. Mr. Weigel, Chairman.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Tom.
I don't know, do we need public hearings?
Yes,
I guess we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay. I'll make a motion to open a public hearing for land use cases.
Moved by Mr. Weigel, second by Ms. Trenier. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Sure. Zagrozi? Yes. Mustis? Yes. Howard? Yes. Ogala? Yes. Izzo? Yes. Moran? Yes. Rice? Yes. Harris? Yes. Trenier? Bible? Yes. Goodson? Freitag? Yes. Gould? Yes. Balich? Yes. Frizzalone? Yes. Winfrey? Yes. Adamick? Yes. Babbage? Yes. Wilhelmy? Yes. Hart? Yes. Mayor? Yes. McDermott? Yes. Weigel?
Yes.
Collins? Ferry? Yes. And Brooks? Yes. Thank you.
26 affirmative.
26 affirmative. We are in public hearing. Please be advised absolutely no new evidence or information will be allowed once this land use public hearing is closed. This morning we have one case number 6044-S. Is there anyone from the public wish to speak on this case? Anyone from the public wishing to speak on this case? Anyone from the public wishes to speak on case 6044-S? Mr. Weigel.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Moved by Mr. Weigel, second by Ms. Goodson. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Sure. Zagrozi? Yes. Mustis? Yes. Howard? Yes. Ogala? Yes. Izzo? Yes. Moran? Yes. Rice? Harris? Yes. Trenier? Yes. Bible? Yes. Goodson? Freitag? Yes. Gould? Yes. Balich? Yes. Frizzalone? Yes. Winfrey? Yes. Adamick? Yes. Babbage? Yes. Wilhelmy? Yes. Hart? Yes. Mayor? Yes. McDermott? Yes. Weigel?
Yes.
Collins? Yes. Ferry? And Brooks? Yes. Thank you.
26 affirmative.
Public hearing has been closed. Please continue, Mr. Weigel.
Case 6044-S concerns a special use permit to expand an existing landscape compost facility and to compost food, organic waste, waste manure, and waste tobacco. This is in Wilton Township, and it has 14 conditions. Committee recommends approval, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Weigel, second by Mr. Ferry. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Babbage, second by Mr. Wilhelm. Previous roll call. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
That's the only item of business I have. I would like to remind the members there's a special orientation on January 3rd for new land use committee members here at the county building. Any new members that might be interested, they could also come to find out some of the workings of the land use department and zoning cases. That's on January 3rd at 9:30. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Tom. Next, we move on to the Finance Committee. Mr. Steve Wilhelmy, Chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Executive, County
morning,
Board members.
Steve.
How are we doing today?
Good.
I have two reports to place on file. A report from the Illinois Department of Revenue showing sales tax remitted to Will County for the month of October in the amount of $1,395,000, and the RTA tax received of $1,665,000. And second report from the Will County Treasurer, Steve Weber, dated October 31st, 2012.
Moved by
Yes,
Mr.
so-
Wilhelmy, placed on file, second by Ms. Hart. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Thank you. I have four resolutions this morning to read. First one being number 12-379, resolution authorizing the county executive to execute necessary documents for delinquent tax program, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Mr. Bible. Any questions? Previous roll call by Ms. Rice, second by Mr. Ferry. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Second is number 12-380, a resolution transferring funds within the supervisor assessment budget, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Mr. Adamick. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Harris. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Next is number 12-381, a resolution authorizing temporary loan from the county motor fuel tax fund to the county highway fund. Just a cash flow timing resolution, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Ms. Goodson. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. McDermott. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
And finally, a resolution 12-382, a resolution increasing appropriations in the foreclosure mediation account, and I guess it's a good thing that this is working. Unfortunate for the residents that had to use it, but I so move.
Moved by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Mr. Babbage. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Hart, second by Ms. Goodson. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
And that completes my report. I just wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and look forward to working with everybody in the next coming budget year.
Thank you very much, Steve. Next, we move on to the Public Works and Transportation Committee. Mr. Adamick, Chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Executive and
Good
fellow
morning,
board
Wally.
members. I have 14 cases to present to you today. The first is Resolution 12-383, resolution authorizing the approval of professional services agreement for design engineering services with J. Benny's and Associates for roadway and appurtenant work for Weber Road and Airport Road at 135th Street. This is for County Board Districts 3 and 13. We're funding that through the county road bonds and RTA tax funds in the amount of $807,568, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Ferry. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Goodson, second by Mr. Mayor. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Thank you. Resolution 12-384, it's a resolution authorizing approval of professional services agreement for engineering services with Globetrotting Engineer Corp. For roadway and appurtenant work for Laraway Road at the intersection of Cedar Road for County Board Districts 12, and we're funding this using county road bonds and or RTA tax funds in the amount of $548,784.43, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Moran. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Hart, second by Mr. Izzo. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-385 is a resolution authorizing approval of supplemental professional services agreement for design engineering services with Willett Hoffman and Associates for the study of Cedar Road over Spring Creek for County Board District 7 using the RTA funds in the amount of $24,858.95, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Winfrey. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Bible, second by Mr. Segrossi. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-386 is a resolution authorizing approval of professional services agreement for engineering services Willett Hoffman and Associates for the biennial bridge inspection for various structures in Will County. It affects County Boards Districts 1 through 13, and we're funding it through the county bridge and tax funds in the amount of $37,760,000. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Howard. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Weigel, second by Ms. Ogala. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-387 is a resolution authorizing approval of professional services supplemental agreement for engineering service with Hampton, Lenzini, and Renwick for roadway and appurtenant work for 143rd Street at Will Cook Road for County Board District 7 using the county bond fund or RTA tax funds in the amount of $60,032.75, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Balich. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Bible, second by Ms. Rice. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-388 is a resolution authorizing approval of an intergovernmental agreement between Will County and Cook County for the construction of traffic signals at the intersection of 143rd Street and Will Cook Road in counties of Will and Cook and County Board District 7. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Freitag. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Trenier, second by Ms. Rice. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-389, a resolution authorizing the Will County State's Attorney's Office to proceed with condemnation case regarding the county's McDonough Street project and Holbolt Road to Infantry Drive, County Board Districts 8 and 10. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Wilhelming. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Goodson, second by Mr. Izzo. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-390 is a resolution conforming award of contract to Gallagher Asphalt Corporation for $4,024,024.02. It was a bid that was let on the 21st of November. It's for DeSalem Road, approximately 300 feet of Old Chicago Road, approximately 200 feet at east of Warner Bridge Road and County Board District 6, using county bonds and or RTA tax funds. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Gould. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Freitag, second by Mr. Grossi. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
The next several resolutions, resolutions 12-391 through 12-396, are yearly countywide material awards, just for your information. Resolution 12-391 is a resolution confirming award of contract led on November 21st, the 2012 through the 2013 motor fuel tax maintenance bituminous patching mixture for all county board districts. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Rice. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Harris, second by Mr. Babbage. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-392 is a resolution confirming award of contract for November 21st, 2012 through 2013 motor fuel tax maintenance bituminous materials prime coat all county board districts. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Winfrey. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Goodson, second by Ms. Hart. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-393 is a resolution confirming award of contract led on November 21st, 2012 through 2013 MFT maintenance various aggregates in all county board districts. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Bible. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Izzo, second by Ms. Ogala. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-394 is a resolution confirming award of contract to Hall Signs in the amount of $8,439.03. This was a bid that was led on the 21st of November 2012, and it's for MFT maintenance sign material all county board districts. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Howard. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Babbage, second by Mr. Ferry. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Resolution 12-395 is a resolution confirming award of contract to Hall Signs in the amount of $3,811.45. This was a bid that was led on the 21st of November through the 2013 motor fuel tax maintenance sheet aluminum sign panel type 1 for all county road districts. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Winfrey. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Hart, second by Mr. Izzo. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
And lastly, Resolution 12-396 is a resolution confirming award of contract to Metal Culverts, Inc. in the amount of $4,678.70. This was a bid that was led on the 21st of November. It's for pipe culverts for all county board districts, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Adamick, second by Mr. Ferry. Any questions? Previous roll call by Ms. Goodson, second by Mr. Izzo. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Mr. Executive, I'd just like to take a few moments to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, and take time to celebrate this time of the year with your families and friends, for with them life would be dull and boring. And I'd also like to thank Mr. Bellotta, who was the previous chair of this committee, and I look forward to working with Bruce Gould, and I've had a good relationship with Mr. Bellotta in some transitionary talks that has helped along. So I just wanted to recognize him that fact. We have 7 members on our committee. I'd like to point out our Vice Chair, Don Moran, a longtime member, Joe Babich, Mr. Ferry, member of the committee, Don Gould, Leon Goodson, and Suzanne Hart as a member of our committee. Get ready to work. We want to make our highway systems the best it can be for the citizens of Will County. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wally. Very good. Next on our agenda, Judicial Committee. Mr. Bible, Chairman.
Good morning, everyone. The Judicial Committee doesn't have a report to offer this morning because we have yet to meet in this new board. But I am looking forward to serving, and I feel honored to be serving as its chair for the next 2 years. I'm looking forward also to working with Mr. Izzo as the vice chair, and also members Trainier, Harris, Freitag, and Bollock. I believe that we can work well together, and it's going to be hopefully a lot of fun, and we will work together to make sure that our law enforcement and our judicial processes work efficiently and effectively. Also looking forward very much to working with other stockholders or stakeholders in this process, the Honorable Judge Schoenstead in particular, and working with other forums such as the Integrated Justice Committee. We will not be meeting on January 3rd. We normally meet on the first Tuesday of each month, as I understand, but January 3rd is going to be a little busy. I think a lot of you will probably be still out on holiday vacation somewhere, but we will be meeting for our first time on the first Tuesday of February, which I believe will be February the 5th. In the interim, I intend to be in touch with all the members of the committee. I would like to make some arrangements for us to go around and visit the various offices of our stakeholders. So I will be in touch with you, and I wish you all, everybody in the chamber, a very happy holiday season.
Thank you very much, Reed. Next, our Public Health and Safety Committee, Mr. Babich, Chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Executive and
morning,
fellow
Joe.
county board members. Today I have one resolution, 12-397, to bring forward. This is awarding a bid for therapy services at the Sunny Hill Nursing Home, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Babich, second by Mr. Gould. Any questions? Previous roll call by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Mr. Ballage. Did you have a question, Mr. Ballage, or just a second? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion is carried.
In our caucus this morning, I did not have the list of the fellow members of the Health and Safety Committee. This year, I am the chairman. Don Gould is the vice chairman, which was just reversed previously. We also have Liv Collins, Ferry, Ogala, Rice, and Trainier. And I'd like to wish everybody Merry Christmas and a healthy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Next, we move to the Insurance and Personnel Committee. Ms. Zagrossi, chairperson.
Whoa, excuse me. That's one reason why I did not move it sooner. Good morning to all. We do not have any action for today's meeting. I will, as my fellow county board members have mentioned, the different people that sit on these committees. In addition to myself, our Vice Chair, Steve Wilhelmy, Mark Ferry, Suzanne Hart, Dave Izzo, Margot McDermott, and Denise Winfrey, and we're looking forward to getting down to business. So I'll reserve any other comments until the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislative and Policy Committee, Mr. Howard, chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Executive
Good morning,
and
Bob.
fellow board members. I'd like to take this opportunity at this time, too, to introduce our Legislative and Policy Committee. We have Vice Chair Suzanne Hart. We have Mr. Balich, Steve Balich. We have Reed Bible, Liz Collins, Don Moran, and Beth Rice. And we look forward to moving forward in the future We'd like to meet our new legislators. We'd like to look at the legislation out there. We'd like to take a proactive stance on this. And I have to have offer a special thanks this morning to Leanne Goodson. She basically set the bar. She set the bar very high, and I think we're going to achieve that. And she's also offered her assistance in the future to help out. So, again, thank you, Leanne, and she did a great job, always. So, and I wish everybody here a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a happy and prosperous New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob, very much. Next, we move on to the Capital Improvements Committee. Ms. Winfrey, Chairperson.
Good morning, Mr. Executive.
Good morning.
I have no report to offer this morning. I do want to congratulate the members of the Capital Improvements Committee for agreeing to be on that. I'm looking forward to serving with them, and it is a service. It's a responsibility because we are here as guardians of the community, and it is our joy to be able to serve on capital improvements. We look forward to the work coming in the coming year, and we intend to do all that we can to make the county a better place for everyone. We intend to work together, all of us, and do all that we can. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy Hanukkah, Feliz Navidad, Enjoy Noel, Abaragani.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Denise. Next, we move on to the Executive Committee. Mr. Brooks, Chairman.
I can't follow that, but thank you, Mr. Executive. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Herb.
We do have a few resolutions. The first one beginning with 12-398, resolution adopting the Equal Employment Opportunity Plan, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Ferry. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Wilhelmy, second by Mr. Bible. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary motion is carried.
12-399, replacement hire for the County Executive Office, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Ms. Zagrosi. Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Winfrey, second by Ms. Rice. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary motion is carried.
12-400, replacement hire for Sunny Hill Nursing Home, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Ms. Trainier. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Adamick, second by Ms. Hart. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary motion has carried.
12-401, replacement hire for the Highway Department, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Adamick. Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Babbage. All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary motion is carried.
And we also have added 12-402, resolution restate State's Attorney Special Prosecution Fund.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Bible.
And
questions, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, I believe in the discussion that we had with the finance chairman this morning that we were going to ask this to go back to committee, that there's too many unanswered questions that we think is inappropriate to pass it at this time.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Moran, question?
I'll move that we send this back to committee.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded, but we're still on discussion yet. Any other further discussion? Everybody understand the motion? Send it back to committee. Motion to previous roll call by Mr. Babbage, second by Ms. Trainier. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried. Resolution has 12-402 sent back to committee. Continue, Mr. Brooks.
All right, thank you very much. Let me just say, welcome all of our committee
Mr.
members.
Brooks, okay, go ahead.
To the
I'm
committee,
sorry.
Executive Committee, and I too look forward to working with you all. Everyone that's a chair of a committee, you do know you're part of the Executive Committee. Mr. Muses, I want to thank you for your time served, and I will be calling you, sir, for your advice. And just let you know we'll be back in our Executive Committee meetings in January. Thank you very much.
Moving on, next item on appointments by the county executive. Mr. Brooks.
Where we at? Appointment by county executive. And I so move.
Moved by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Wilhelmy. Any questions? Previous roll call by Don Gould, second by Ms. Ogala. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion is carried. Announcements by the County Board Speaker, Mr. Brooks.
Thank you, sir. Let me begin by, first of all, welcome to our new committee commissioners to this board. This is your first full meeting. Now, we certainly want to welcome you all. Incumbents, thanks to have you back again. This morning, our meeting went very swiftly, and we all need to be commended for the work that you have done. Let me also say that Brother Gaffney began us off with a moment of silent prayer for the families in Newtown, Connecticut. Ordinarily, it's with a big smile that I would love to have sat here and say, everybody have a happy and a joyous holiday, and all those words that Denise said as well. But in light of what has occurred in the state of Connecticut, I'm sure you all can enjoy your family and friends this year, but with our minds and our hearts in Newtown, Connecticut. And certainly keep those families in your prayers during that time. Also, I'd just like to commend you all for working with us up into this meeting. We will be having a meeting of the whole in next month. We will be having a finance, and you should have all got the emails by now. And I'm so very excited today, Mr. Executive, say Joe Babbage got an email. Downloaded and printed it. And having said that, thank you all, and have a wonderful holiday.
You are welcoming Joe into the technology world today. 21st century. Make sure that gets in the minutes, Nancy. Okay. Next speaker, our Democratic Caucus Chair, Mrs. Grossi.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. Yes, and we had a little bit of pushing there, I think, to get Joe on board with it, but he's there now. I will join my partner here, Herb, in thanking everyone for a very successful first of what will be many county board meetings. To those of you who are veterans, you know the drill, you know how things go. Our meetings can be short, they can be very long. It depends. With regard to our new people that were recently elected, congratulations, you made it through. Again, we have much more work to be done. At this time, I would like to introduce to our Democratic whip who has been selected, and this is Mr. Bob Howard. And he has agreed to take that position. I would like to extend our many blessings this holiday season to all the families in Will County, our children, our elderly. Do make sure if you do have someone who is by themselves that you know, reach out to them this holiday season so they do not feel that alone. Cherish your families and hold them close. Now, on another note, we all may have heard the weather report this morning. Our first snow will be arriving possibly later this afternoon and into the night. Please use safety when you're out on the roads. People can drive crazy out there, and we all want to stay safe. And with that, I'll say, see you next year.
Thank you. Thank you, Diane. Next, our Republican Caucus Chair, Mr. Mustis.
Well, happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You know, as the year ends, you know, it's always like a sigh of, another year end. We certainly have another year end on the county board and in county government. Many highs, few lows, but once again, I think we had a productive 2012, and I thank everyone for their hard work. Then, of course, there's always the hope and anticipation for the new coming year. Everything's possible, right? Cub White Sox World Series? Almost everything's possible. Okay. But I look forward to working with everyone. I look forward to, doing the people's work, doing what's in the best interest of our county residents. And we've always done that, at least while I've been around. The spirit has always been to get the people's work accomplished. So I look forward to that. The other thing is I like to mention is most of you know, I'm also the Frankfort Township Supervisor. Whole different type of world.
because we're really much more service, and we're kind of a safety net government in many ways. And so we run food pantries, we assist people with heat and utility bills and get them the proper resources. And I'm always taken back a little bit by the extraordinary generosity of people. I had a woman come into our township. This is an example. This is maybe a little bit more of an extreme example, but said, I seen your press release on the pantry and people you're helping. Yeah. I'm going to write you a check for $10,000. Then she said, I see you work with the new Lennox pantry. Yeah. I'm going to give them a check for $10,000 too. And then I see you work with Together We Cope. Yeah. I'm going to give them a check for $10,000 too. Now those are the ones you hear about, and it's like, wow. And I asked her if she wanted to remain anonymous. And she just said, life has been good to me. But the thing that I find even more extraordinary are the people who come in with $10. You probably don't have the $10, but still they come in, give you their $10, their $20. They want to give a little. So I don't know if I've always bought into the Hillary Clinton phrase, if it takes a village, but it certainly does take people helping people. And I see that every day in Will County. So I just thought at the holiday season, I just needed to say I appreciate the extraordinary generosity of people who live in this county and who do give a helping hand to their neighbors. So thank you. Once again, everyone, Mr. Executive, have a Merry Christmas, you and your family. Nick, you too. I have to tell you, I have 4 children older than Nick, and so once in a while, I kind of feel like I'm a little bit of that fatherly, like, okay, am I lecturing you, son? No. But anyways, Nick, I appreciate all the work you do. You do work hard. Paul, you also. Now let me get to the darling of the county board, Melissa. We couldn't do without you, and Karen, and Beth, and Lana, and Bruce. They make you look good. So everyone, I don't think I've ever talked this long, even when I was in the. but I usually do not talk this long. I'll let us get on to the executive session. But everyone, here again. Don't forget about those who may be less fortunate. Sometimes it's just giving up a McDonald's or, saying to your grandchildren, your children, you can take $20 less, can't you? So anyways, Merry Christmas, everyone, and looking forward to 2013.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much. We will be going into executive session immediately after this meeting. We will take approximately a 10-minute break in order to let our camera crew get packed up. And so county board members, do not leave. We will be coming back here in 10 minutes to go into executive session. For pending litigation. So thanks, everyone, and Merry Christmas and a very, very healthy and happy 2013.